Okay, welcome to another stream. No viewers, but that's okay. I didn't expect any viewers at this time of day. But still, welcome. This is my new setup. And today is another chapter of Legendary Super Warriors. Now, I know this is 3 parts in, but I feel like I should explain why I'm emulating this game and not using actual hardware. So I've like I've shown on my community tab on YouTube. I've got a Game Boy Player now, but at the time of recording Legendary Super Warriors, I didn't have that yet. And now that I do have that, that's all well and good, but I still need to emulate Legendary Super Warriors because this is very important. I need to emulate Legendary Super Warriors because the save file I've got on my cartridge is old. Like, so the save file I've got on my cartridge is like, oh, I'm up to Boo Saga. I'm so far into the game that I'm up to Boo Saga, and I don't particularly want to give up that progress because I've done so much on it. Like if I started a new playthrough of Legendary Super Warriors on my cartridge, I'd be losing a lot of progress. A lot of progress that I've done in my downtime, which, from what I can see, is progress that I've done as a new game plus. So not only have I done the defeat playthrough, but I'm now seeing that it's in a beam playthrough. So this with this game, there's two functions you can do. There's a beam playthrough and there's a defeat playthrough, which excuse me, which is very different. I will say that the beam and defeat playthroughs are very different playthroughs. So stuff you can get in the defeat playthrough you can't get in the beam playthrough, for example. But yeah, enough of the explaining. I can pull it up because I just spent the 5 minutes of my startup reorganizing my YouTube channel. um, so yeah, look forward to that because I just made new playlists for that, and there's a new poll up on my community tab for what I do next after I'm done with this playthrough and after I'm done with Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. So there'll be a new playthrough of that going up. So it'll be either Mega Man Legacy Collection, okay, so I feel like I need to explain the poll a little bit. So Legend of Zelda Timeline playthrough means I'm going to start from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and slowly go down through the timeline. So that means after Skyward Sword would be Minish Cap, after Minish Cap would be so I'll bring it up actually. I'll bring it up. So this is kind of an extended intro for Legendary Super Mario's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Zelda timeline. So I need the official timeline images. No, it's not worthless. It is actually canon. They officially labeled it as canon. So I need to download this. So just reading this aloud here. So the chronologically This is official from the Hyrule Historia, which I do have. So the chronologically begins with the creation of the heaven and earth. So that's mentioned in Ocarina of Time. And actually, I'm just going to swap this to just chatting. So just do that for me. Alright, so I need to explain the T'Pol a little bit. So to explain this, so the chronology begins with the creation of the heaven and the earth. So that's the work of the three goddesses. That's all well and good. That's explained in Ocarina of Time. And with followed by the events of Skyward Sword, right? Um, okay, so we got Skyward Sword here, and then um, so to explain this a little bit to people who are new to Zelda and don't know what I'm talking about. So actually, can I? No, I can't. But I could. So I can't really. Okay. Okay, cool. Do that. So like this says, so the timeline splits after Ocarina of Time. So how I'm going to do this is picking the events that followed Link's triumph over Ganon, and the other is over his defeat. So if we scroll down here, we see the section of the timeline where Link triumphs is further divided into two separate realities. The child era, where Link returns to his original time, and the adult era, where the hero of time disappears and Ganondorf is free to return unopposed. Which is the events of the Wind Waker. Okay, so it's gonna pop that so we can see. Okay, so we can see here. I don't want to. I don't want to press anything. So I need to explain this a bit, because this is going to be a big project if the Zelda timeline actually does happen. So we got the heroes defeated. So what I'm going to do for Ocarina of Time is I'm going to play it one way through. And depending on if okay, so all my deaths throughout the playthrough won't matter until I'm up against Ganon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it go through all I'm going to play it legit. I'm going to play it all the way through. I'm not going to play it all the way through getting all the upgrades and all that sort of thing, because that would make no sense. It's no challenge to it. I'm just going to play it through like he would if he was any other person. Like, say, for example, okay, so To better explain, I'm not gonna 100% run through Ocarina of Time. I'm just gonna grab what he sees, what he goes through, and all that sort of thing. Like, for example, if he drops down to the chicken coop, there's a chicken coop in Kakariko Village. So let's say if he drops down there and he finds the heart piece by sheer chance, that's fine. But like searching for all the Skulltulas, he's not going to do that. Like, there's no incentive. So I'm going to play like I'm in the shoes of Link. So, for example, as a gamer, yes, I want to search for all the Skulltulas. But as Link, I'm not really going to be thinking about that. I'm going to be thinking, oh, I need to do the 3 tasks. And maybe I'm curious about. So people have mentioned like the 3 fairies. I'm going to be curious about what they do, what they give me, how they strengthen me, and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to be in that mindset, correct? So I'm going to get the double the double the magic, double the spells, and all that sort of thing. That's going to help me get through the game and all that sort of thing. However, I'm not going to be like, oh, I know where all the bottles are. I'm going to get those, because Link's not going to know what those are or where they are. So Link's only going to have like 3 bottles, for example, unless I actively know that Link would go for something. So that's all well and good. So the amount of equipment that Link's going to have is based on what he would actively go for. So I can't. So I'm thinking in. I'm sorry, I'm explaining this again. But I'm thinking in Link's shoes, not my own shoes. So as a gamer, I would go for all the shit that I would want to get. But thinking as Link, he's not really going to go for all that. He's just going to go straight to the quest. And maybe get the big Goron sword if he really needs to. Again, that's more. So I don't think I'm going to be going through the big Goron side quest. I don't think I will be. Because again, that makes the game a bit too easy. And if I'm following the manga, I don't think Link gets a big Goron sword, because there's an official manga that's based on this. So there's actually a manga that's based on Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which depicts. Not many people know this, but there's actually a manga that depicts the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask stuff. That's fine. I might even read that. I might even bring that up on a video and go through and show people what it's like in the manga and what it's like in Majora's Mask, and read through that and do a reading of that. That's all well and good, because I do actually have that, but then I'd have to like download it as like a CPR to showcase that, because I don't really feel like going like, oh, if I have my webcam, I can bring that down to my lap and show people what I'm reading. I don't really want to do that. That's weird, and I'd rather have it like a digital piece. I don't know. I'd have to see how it looks. Like if I have, okay, so keep going. So let's keep going down here. So Twilight Realm, Legacy of the Hero. Yeah, the triumph would be this. So for me, I'm gonna go. If I'm able to triumph over Ganondorf, I'm going to go over the child era first. So that means going through this section first, which includes Skyward, which includes Four Swords Adventures, which I do have. Again, I do have this, and then um, so the interesting thing here is that I do actually have 4 swords. I've got like the anniversary edition of Four Swords, which I don't know how that's going to work. Like maybe I can play it on as a 3DS title. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out when I get to it. But for now, all I need to do is worry about the Ocarina of Time timeline. So what I'm going to do is, if I triumph, that's going to be the child era first, then go back, do the adult era parallel. So down to, which I can do. I can do this. I can do Wind Waker. I can do Phantom Hourglass. I can do Spirit Tracks, because what I've decided to do in preparation for this timeline stuff is I've got the Wii U. I can still buy stuff off the Wii U. So what I've done is I've downloaded Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks because they will need microphone. And to mitigate that, I can use the gamepad, which has got the touchscreen and the microphone, which is perfect. So that means I can medicate. I can have the display set separately to say oh, I don't know how it's going to work on stream, but I think what I can do is have the game capture up on my TV, and then what I'm doing is I'm using the gamepad to control the DS stuff. So that'll be fine. Majora's Mask, I can record off my. I'm gonna record. Okay, so I'm debating between doing the Majora's Mask 3D. I'll do a pull up. I'll do a. When I get to that, I'll do another poll up on Majora's Mask. Will I do the original N64 version, which I have on GameCube, so that'll be better resolution, and I've got it on Wii U, so that might be better resolution. Or do I can stream it off the 3DS, which I don't know how that's going to work because I haven't done 3DS yet. I'll figure it out as I go. But yeah, that's that stuff. And then, so this is going to be all of it. So Mega Man Legacy Collection, which I've got. The only thing I'm missing is Mega Man 10. So that's going to entail. Oops, realize that was a link. So let's open that new. So what that entails is I'm going to go through the Mega Man Legacy Collection for 1, 2. So these are big projects. That's why I'm putting up a poll. So what do you want me to commit to? Because I've got Mega Man Legacy Collection X 1 and 2, and then what I don't have is some Mega Man 11. So if I commit to that, I have to buy 11 on Switch. So that's fine. And then I've also got Mega Man Zero collection. So I've got the Zero collection for so I've also got this going on. No, wrong fucking thing. So yeah, I've also got this going on as well. So that'll be that'll be another big project if I go through with that. So it's not just Mega Man Battle Network's coming out. I'm gonna go through like Mega Man X and all that stuff. No, I want to celebrate Mega Man, and the best way I can do that is if I do a big project like this. So I'm kind of copying what Cherry 5 did with Sonic. Because here's the thing, and again, this is going up on YouTube, but here's the thing, right? if I do this, it's either gonna be. I'm kind of I'm kind of surprised that Super Smash Brothers isn't getting any votes, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But the thing is, put that over here. I'm gonna. That's fine. So we've got two here. So we've got two polls here. So we've got the we've got the hang on. So we've got this. That should look fine. So we've got this. So like I just explained, I've got the timeline, which is going to be a huge project, and then I've got the Legacy Collection, which is again is going to be. It's not going to be little things. It's going to be a freaking huge project. So I'm kind of surprised that no one's going for like the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light, because again that's going to be a big project, but it's nowhere near going to be like, oh, I guess that's going to be a big project too. So it's just like I've got three big projects planned, but the thing is, what's the one that most people want to see? Is I guess my point is, do you want me to go back to my 2016 original Backburner project, or do you want me to go appreciate Mega Man Legacy and do that project? Because, like I said, um, like I'm saying on the poll, this has been a project I've wanted to do since years ago. Like I've wanted to do, and I did start it. I did actually start the timeline playthrough, but I stopped because I didn't really have the proper resources to do the project correctly. Whereas now I do. That's why I'm bringing it back. So it's just like, do I do this or do I do like Mega Man Collects Legacy? Because the Zelda Timeline playthrough is a passion project. It's something that no one's ever done, and I kind of want to be the first person to do it. And I want that to be my legacy. Is that I'm a person that went through the entire Zelda timeline and did each game in order, which would be which would be a fantastic project. I feel like, but it I need I need I need to make sure it's something that I can commit to.